Hello guys, Fuzzfinger here and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII. Now we left off just at the entrance to the Sector 5 reactor, which is our next target for destruction. And things might look familiar from our visit to the previous reactor, only this time we slide down this giant pipe thing in order to gain access. Apart from that, everything's pretty similar, although the enemies have changed a little. Hopefully they give us a little bit more experience. I say hope because I would like to level them up a little bit if we can. And at the moment we're still using our first limit breaks, which you'll see maybe in just a moment with Barrett here. As you can see, it says limit level 1. There's 2 limit breaks per level, and there's 4 levels. And in order to access the second limit break of the first level, you have to cast the first one, I think it's 12 times, or something like that anyway. And then to unlock the next level limit break, you have to defeat so many enemies with that character. So it's actually possible to unlock level 2 without actually unlocking both your level 1 limit breaks. I have actually done it before. But for now, as I mentioned, we just go on exactly the same path. We are of course going to be setting another bomb. Grab the save point while we're here though. And we've still got that tent. You don't want to use it yet. At least I'll show you when I use mine a little bit later on. We'll just take care of all of these. Using Cloud's Bolt, I'm pretty sure that will finish them all. Although if we can, we'll cast Barrett's Big Shot first. As I said, the more you cast the first limit, the quicker you get the next one. That should give us some experience nonetheless. 80. Oh, we could do better. Now got 2,500 gil as well. The best way to make money in this game is to sell a mastered ore materia, but we'll come to that much later. Little flashback scene. Flashback to the reactor at Nibelheim, which if you remember is Cloud and Tifa's hometown. Okay, so Cloud's a little weird. And we're just setting the bomb now. There's no time limit this time. I'm just going to throw a couple of cures around here, I think. Well, one onto Barrett anyway. And I'm not going to bother saving again since we just saved. Hopefully Cloud's Bolt should kill them all without incident. As I mentioned, you can stick the all materia on to restore if you want to have cure all rather than tackle. But battles are so much quicker when you have a magical at this level that I think it's pretty much non-negotiable. And if you're wondering why there wasn't a boss when we set that bomb, don't worry, there is one coming up. And Jessie's not here with us, of course, so we haven't got to Freya this time. We're getting stuck. There are subtle differences with this reactor, but otherwise very similar to the first reactor. We cannot go back up the pipe, nor do we want to. So we'll head back the way we came on the first reactor. And we've got Tifa's limit break to use next time. Ah, look at that, 3 S's, or 3 years. Now we'll just head up to the lift. As I mentioned, exactly the same as before. And I did say there's a boss coming up, so we're going to do a tad bit of grinding before that. And this is a tiny, tiny little mini game where you have to basically push the button you're controlling Cloud at the same time as your party comrades, which are obviously computer controlled. It's not difficult. Okay, I mistimed it a little bit then. There we go, that's all there is to it. Right, now here's the save point, and the event that starts the boss is just down that corridor, so don't go down there until you're absolutely ready you want to continue. To be honest, the boss isn't too difficult, but still. And this save point here, by the way, this is where I personally use the tent, but I don't use it until I absolutely have to before the boss, so spend some time just getting some experience on your characters, leveling them up a little bit. So there's level for Barrett. Try and get Tifa to level 10, and then we'll use the 10 to save and continue. I'm not going to make you watch me grind this area, so I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so I've just turned Fraps off for about, well, it's about 10 minutes I'd say, and hopefully now you can see that Tifa's level 10, and Cloud and Barrett have also gained a level, and I've also worked at getting their limit levels up. Their limit breaks up to maximum, so that when we begin the boss fight we get a nice little advantage there. I'm going to use the tent now. That will restore everything back to full. Oh no, we certainly don't want to quit. Save the game and proceed with the story. The boss isn't too hard as it is anyway, but we've made it pretty easy now, I think. A trap indeed. So this is the president. Big fat president. Well, president of Shinra. Mako is basically the stuff that Shinra harvest, and it's a chemical they put into soldier members in order to make them more powerful and give them abilities. Of course, Barrett, being such the care of the planet that he is and the leader of Avalanche, absolutely despises the Shinra Corporation. He believes, and he'd pretty much be right to be fair, that they're destroying the planet for profit, which they are. Enter boss number 2. Airbuster. And quite interesting, this boss, we start in a different formation. We have, as you can see, Tifa and Barrett on the left and Cloud on the other side. If you can attack him from behind, that's really ideal. That does, I think, double damage to him. So try and get most of your big attacks done from the back. So I'm going to defend with Cloud for a moment and cast these two limits. If you do attack his back, you do get the counter attack, which can be nasty, but it's not too bad. But 37 damage. We've leveled up, so we'd like him to turn around now, and Cloud can hit him with his limit break. He's susceptible to bolt as well, and he does build their limit breaks up quite quickly on top of that with his attacks. As you can see, that one attack pretty much got Barrett up to full. The big bomber attacking him quite nasty. He has 1200 health in total, so it shouldn't take too long to get down. And Barrett is back up to full health once again. Yeah, look at that, 700 damage. That's the sort of attack we want to be doing. And that's the end of the fight. So if you can time your attacks with the drop by hitting his back from behind, then you'll take him down quickly. And we get a Titan Bangle as a reward. And with their Buster destroyed, that's the end of the next reactor. Goodbye Tifa, goodbye Barrett, we're off for a bit. Yeah, pretty dodgy CG moment, but this was 1997, don't forget. This is where Cloud starts hearing voices in his head, mixed in with the next character. Who we was introduced to earlier, of course. This is the flower girl, we bought the flower off from earlier. Honestly, the soundtrack in this game is just awesome, it really is, it never grows old on me. Okay, so when you grow flowers, the last thing you want is somebody falling on your flower bed. Let's go over and talk to Ares. Thought something was funny then. Yes, we remember we bought the flower off you earlier. Ares here has her own special materia, which she keeps in her hair. It sort of comes into use later. We'll leave it at that for now. Yeah, Ares is sweet. We'll keep the default name, of course. Some of you might remember she was called Aerith, and I think in the modern game, she's still called Aerith. Basically, the way I understand it, her name in Japanese was Ares, and when it was ported over to the PlayStation, so when the PlayStation version came out in the US, she was renamed to Aerith, and the European release she was still called Ares, and the PC version in all territories she was called Ares. And in some of the later Final Fantasy VII games and movies and whatnot, she was renamed to Aerith. So I'm not sure what her name is in canon, but Ares or Aerith, it's probably both, to be honest. I always know her as Ares since I played the original PC version, which is what she was then. Anyway, that was just a random chat in case anyone was wondering why she wasn't Aerith here. Right then, so enter the Turk. And the Turk ain't here for Cloud. And he certainly ain't here to pray either in the church. So it's time to protect Ares and get out of here. So this is Reno. Reno's basically the cool NPC in this game. You know, he has his tie half undone, his hair down, his button not done up on his suit, that sort of cool. He's not the only cool one though, there's more Turks you'll be introduced to later. What in the world is holy hell? Right then, we don't need to go down, but I thought we could to collect something, maybe not. Anyway, we want to keep moving now. And we can fight these guys, or we can use a little bit of tact. Yeah, so Ares is an ancient, which you'll find out about later. And now we've got a protector. Wonderful. Right, if you choose hold on a minute, we can actually take these guys out with the barrels. I'll just have to remember which barrel it is. It might be this one. Yep, there's the first one. It sort of gets you out of a fight with Ares. And now we wait here for her. Right, where is she this time? Okay, now I think it's this barrel. I hope so anyway. Yes! Now we wait once again. She'll be coming up in just a moment. Okay, and I think finally it's this one. And I don't think we need to push the last one. But that does get us out of all the fights. You can also choose the run option, but you can't choose run every time, you will still end up in battle. And now we just need to get out of here, there's nothing else to do. And to do that we just jump to the roof, where Cloud came crashing through. And that church looks a heck of a lot smaller from the outside. Okay, so we're currently acting as Ares' bodyguard, since she does not want to get caught by the Turks, and quite frankly, I do not blame her for one moment. Yeah, Cloud's a flirting bastard, isn't he? Right, let's just double check that. Now, the reason why Ares is portrayed to the right hand side is because she's in the back rank of the battle screen, basically. Which means she takes less damage, but also does less damage. Which is fine if you're going to keep her as a magic user, which, to be honest, we are, so I'm going to leave it like that. But you can also change it if you need to. We'll give her ice, otherwise she'll pretty much be useless, since her weapon attack is terrible. We'll give Cloud the Titan Bangle. Actually, we're going to give that to Ares since it increases her defense further. And we'll also throw on the Cure Materia. And I think that's all we need to do. We don't need to change Cloud in any way, shape or form. Ares is still slacking at level 7, like I said. The levels of new characters do not increase just because you've leveled up your current party. And we are now in the Sector 5 Slums. Let's just see what's over here. Oh, an enemy encounter by the looks of things. By the way, you do get healed to full health, as you probably noticed after the last boss battle. Ares is a pretty good magic user. So like I say, you'll definitely want to delegate her to that role. Okay, so it's back to the church, but without having to go over all that debris, which we previously jumped over. And we'll just save the game. And now we can head over towards Ares' house through the slums. By the way, I don't think you can go to the west here. There's two people which seem to block the exit. Although you can go there later. So you're not missing anything at the minute. Since that purpley thing didn't get killed with Cloud's bolt attack alone last time, I will preempt it with an ice from Ares. And she does need some levels, she really does. Later on in the game there are some boss battles where Ares is required to be used, so don't neglect her and not level her up at all. You can explore some of the shops here if you really want to. You can buy some potions, you can even buy some tents, and I might buy a couple since we have used our only tent that we found. And in fact, you can probably sell some of the old accessories you're no longer using, such as the bronze bangles. I believe there's also a materia shop around here somewhere, where you can get some materia you don't yet have. So we could buy fire, which is 600, and we have the others, so yeah, it's just fire for now, but that will do nicely. Let's equip it on somebody just so it can start levelling it up. Cloud will do just fine. We could have done it on Ares, but that's okay. And who is this? Okay, so it's a sick man with a tattoo and a load of trophies on his shelf. I'd say it would all make sense later, but it doesn't really. And we can go upstairs. And there is Turtle Paradise News number 1. These are basically news articles that are hidden around the first disc of the game. I think there's 7 of them in total, and there's a reward once you find them all, so that's the first one. Now, there is a drawer here. Okay, the reason why I'm doing this is... there's a secret drawer. There it is. You can open the hidden drawer between them. And there's 5 gil. You can either take it or leave it. Despite the fact you might want to take it, leave it. Trust me. That's all I'm going to say for now. You can take it if you want to, but I'm going to leave it. Speaks the dog you get barked at. And finally, before moving on to the next area, there is one more shop, the weapon shop, and you can purchase Titan bangles. In fact, we'll buy one for Cloud, and I guess we could also buy one for Barrett and Tifa when they join back up with us later, but I'm not going to bother just now. And we move over onto Ares' house. And wow, she's got a good looking house, seeing as how she lives in the slums. Before we move on, we'll grab the ether and the cover materia. The cover materia basically allows the character that has it equipped to have a chance of covering the attacks made against other party members. It has its uses, it's quite situational. We'll save our game. And we're going to leave it there for today. That's the end of this episode. Next time we'll go on into Ares' house and continue with the story, see what all that is about. Until then, thank you very much for joining me. I've been Fuzzfinger, and I'll see you next time.